Mission critical, business critical, and society critical networks have been heavily relying on solid communication network for a very long time. However, what is new right now is that we're witnessing an inflection point where these industries today are starting to change in terms of their behavior. That behavior is translating into demands for smarter, more agile, more adaptable, and more manageable network. And of course, not leaving cybersecurity behind. So what we're seeing right now is that these industries, they are moving away from a pure, well-defined applications, more into evolving use cases. And these use cases are quite demanding. For example, we have many of these industries are thinking about ways to monetize the network. Many of them, they are thinking about ways to build predictive models to predict their operations and optimize their operation. Many of these industries are thinking about ways to integrate artificial intelligence into their operations. All of that now is putting in a brand new requirement on an already strong and reliable network that will make it more capable of adapting and evolving to include all of these evolving use cases. And we have James here to tell us more about what we are doing with the optical portfolio to really allow for this requirement.
I think there are a few things that are happening. There's a lot of technology change right now. Kamal alluded to it. That change happens not just in the enterprises, but it also happens in the networking sphere. And so one of the things that we're very focused on is adapting our portfolio and evolving the portfolio to incorporate those technologies while preserving the same basic tenets that are still essential, preserving availability, ensuring scalability across a range of workloads, and making all this happen in a way that's sustainable for the customer to operate, remembering that they have a mission, whether whether it's a social responsibility or a contractual responsibility, they have a mission to deliver on, and the network needs to support them. So, we incorporate, most recently, scaling up on the photonic layer, right? Driving significantly increased capacity, 2.4 terabits per second on a line card on one hand. We incorporate the latest integrated ROADM technologies to give agilities in the most cost-sensitive part of the network on the other hand, all the while making sure that we have the right protection mechanisms and other architectural elements that are pervasive across the network to give those availability guarantees that the customers have come to rely on. I think if you look at the pressures on the network, and you're right, extended reality and how that manifests in an operational sense and what the network needs to support it, or any of the other pressures, there are really three or four pieces. They need to worry about scale, right? Extended reality will dramatically increase the bandwidth they need. They need to worry about not just the reach, but the places where they're getting that bandwidth to make sure they maximize the coverage of their enterprise. And they need to do that in a way that the traditional focused operations team can do and provide the right agility across a range of outcomes that we don't quite know yet how things are going to push. For sure, our understanding of the criticality of these networks, whether mission critical, society critical, or otherwise, is a key competence that allows us to evolve the portfolio in the right ways. And that gives us a battle-hardened portfolio that can be depended on. I think on the other side, we spend a lot of time as well making sure this is simple and sustainable, being able to manage this, leveraging automation, machine learning, AI, to make sure this can be done. And then probably the best kept secret of the special sauce, if you will, is our people. These are the people that can take the technology, the portfolio, and all the other learnings we have and bring networks to life for the enterprises so they can get on with delivering on their mission. There are so many changes right now in technology in the world, prioritizing so we can make sure we have what they'll need in 2 or 3 years is really tough. And the ability to understand in real time what their challenges are, not necessarily the technical ones, although for sure they have those, but what their real core business challenges are, so we can make sure we're headed in the right direction to not be one of those challenges. The network should never be a challenge for one of these customers. It should always be something they can depend on. It should disappear into the background, and really they need to be able to focus on their core mission, whether regardless of what it is.